Hello and welcome. Today we are going to do a new versus old. What set is better, or is it worth getting both? We're going to put the newer Hoilday Express up against the older Winter Village. What we're going to do, as per normal, take a quick look at the box artwork, take a very good look at the minifigures, and of course we're going to see how the sets scale with each other and what they look like in a Winter Village environment. So with that being said, let's get to it. Okay, so what we're going to do, as per normal, is start off with the box artwork. I can do a side-by-side comparison of the box artwork. Let me know, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the new 18+ black backdrops, or do you prefer the much more festive Winter Village bits and pieces? Now, the big difference between the two, and I can't quite understand why, somehow we have jumped from a 12+, which is item number 10254, coming in at 734 pieces for the Winter Holiday train. But then on the right-hand side, as we pan over, the new Hoilday Express train, which is part of the Winter Village collection, because that's now what they are doing this as, somehow is an 18+. But you can have up to 2 people building it, and it is 956 pieces, and it is item number 10361. So do we think that the build difficulty of the older one to the new one has jumped up, or have they just made it more expensive, or more expensive looking, shall I say, aiming for a more adult market? Because I am rather confused seeing these two side by side and obviously seeing them in person, because I think the build is pretty much exactly the same and they both look great. But you guys and girls, let me know in the comment section. So the differences continue across the top of the box, because back in the day they used to put all the pieces that were included on the top of the box, whereas now what they do, they actually just put all of the minifigures. Moving on to the back of the box artwork. Now, it's a little bit shaky, I do apologise, but I am currently doing this on my knees. Now, you can see there's loads and loads of different boxes with regards to all the bits and pieces that you can do. You can see all the minifigures that are advertised, and you have got all the upgradable power functions on the back of this box, which is nice and clear. So you can see it on the track and all of the individual scenes that you can do. And then, well, we just come to something that I find a little bit boring in the modern day bits, but it is, I guess, supposed to be an 18 set. Doesn't affect the build quality, and I do really like the blue that is on this. It does clearly say and state there is a 3D printed piece, but this is actually the first ever time that they have put a 3D printed piece in this set. But you can also see that you can get the power-up functions for this one as well. On the newer boxes, they are adding in all of the sizing, so you can see that on this one. But you guys and girls, again, let me know which one do you prefer and which one do you think is more eye-catching. Moving over to the instructions very quickly. It's just much easier using the LEGO website. You don't have the glare or anything. So there are 2 folders for this one. So you've got the smaller builds on the one on the left, and then we can download very quickly the one on the right-hand side. So again, the artwork on the front looks really nice, and you literally go straight into the minifigure. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, because this is all I'm interested in, is just what they show you off at the back of the booklet as well. So you can win in a competition, and then they are linking it to one of the slightly older sets. Now, this isn't the original Toy Store. The Toy Store came out twice, so just bear that in mind. Now, when we use this website, it is very simple. So I'll show you how you do it on the next one. You go into the instruction bit. Yes, you can see I typed it in wrong, because I'm very clever. But then if you go down into find your instructions, go into your search, you can find your search by just typing in the SKU number 10361. It should then pop up with a blue train. There it is. And you'll notice on this one, you will also have 2 instruction booklets. You've got a skinny small one, and then you've got the one for the train as well. We'll download the one for the train. This, again, is, well, it's completely different on this one, because we're at the bottom. Well, we're going bottom to top on this one. Yes, we are. So on this one here, we have got the driver, we've got the feedback, we've got the pieces, and then that's it. Both of the instructions actually show you how to motorize it as well, because that is obviously where, as I was saying, what do you put on the inside of this? You can obviously put that on there or use it for the coal or whatever. So there's lots of different bits and pieces that you can do. And then at the front, it's just one picture, and it goes straight in. Because I don't think... Yeah, they've just got a little bit about things to spot with regards to the 3D piece in LEGO retail, while still maintaining the highest quality. Have you travelled with us before? Perhaps you enjoyed the vacation of the
10254 Winter Holiday train in 2016. The train's not all that moves on the tracks. Watch the smoke bit because I'll show you all of that in a little bit of all the different bits and pieces that move on the big train and the smaller train as well.
So I think the best order to do these in will be accessories that come with the sets, then the minifigures, then I've got to figure out the best way of getting both of the trains on camera at the same time so we can do a bit of a side-by-side comparison. I'm probably going to have to get some curvature track and put it on a separate table. If not, worst case, I can just bring this one forward and then you guys and girls will be able to see it as we go. So as I have just moved the newer Holiday Express, we might as well start with the accessories it comes with. And this is the one that a lot of people have been interested in. So this is the brand new 3D printed piece, which they did, I do believe, well, I know they did a 3D printed duck originally as a giveaway. So that was a free giveaway, but this is the first ever 3D printed piece that you can actually buy. It comes on this nice little plinth and stand. You can see that it's got basically on a present. So you've got all the bits and pieces on there, and then you've got all the nice bits on the back. And then again, you've got some nice trees and some part usage and things like that. But because it is a 3D printed piece, well, it does move. So all the little bits and pieces on here do move. They do different bits and pieces, as you can see. So it is an effective thing, and the smoke and everything with it goes up and down, as you can see up on there. So you do need a bit of a smooth surface to put it on, but it is an interesting thing to have because obviously it's just as part of the display, but you can obviously have this on the top of the carriage if you wanted to. So we will bring this train in now, just move this in as a bit of a different backdrop. And I am assuming what you can do is on this carriage that's just derailed just here, I think what you're supposed to do is take this off, and then that slots just on there like so. So you have got options. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't think I saw that in the instruction booklet when I built it like that, but I have literally just eyeballed it while I brought this forward because this is the piece that you do put on. Now, with this train, this blue train, there is obviously plenty of moving parts with this, but we'll get on to the main train bit itself after. So we'll just very carefully push this back out the way, get it over, there we go. So the thing that they are sat on is the next little build that you do. They're the minifigures that come with it, they can get out the way. So it is a nice size thing. You can see just how small the platform is. We will compare it, and I have made this very clear already because obviously the Winter Village display is underway. This is the other bench from the older train, but obviously I've taken all the base off just to have it by an ice skating rink. So this one on the left-hand side should also be raised up. You can see that the newer one is slightly bigger with regards to the depth of the stud, so you get an extra stud of space if you wanted to do that. So you have got the little mini sort of bits and pieces that it comes with as well. And also both of them do come with one of these, which does look very, very pretty and very, very effective. So you can build those up, and I've got them dotted all over my Winter Village display. There will be a full Winter Village display coming once it's finished, because obviously it is all under construction at the moment. Now, the other little gifts that this set comes with are these three things just here. So they, again, nice scale, nice size, and you might recognise these three from different sets that have come out. So we've got the Harry Potter one, we've got the Arctic Explorer, and then we have got the nice little digger just on there as well. So obviously some of these look like they come with the advent calendars and all the other little bits and pieces. And going through the instruction booklet already, I've already gone over the presents that are involved in the older train. So at the moment, that is the first 3 rounds covered. And who are you getting as a winner, or do you think is a 50-50 draw? Who wins with regards to the box artwork, who wins on the instruction booklet, and now who wins on the accessories themselves? Right, moving on to the minifigures. All the minifigures you see on the left-hand side are from the older train, and all the minifigures on the right-hand side are from the new current train. And yes, I know that there is a third train, and that is on my wish list for some time of next year. So the two things that we are looking at the moment are, of course, the drivers. Now you can see that the two-tone blue is completely different on either one. The arms are much lighter on the newer one, and actually you can see that the accessories that these things come with are different as well. You've got a different style cap of the two, you've got a different style scarf of the two, and of course neither of them have leg printing, and obviously the face printing on both is slightly different. With regards to the bits and pieces that are on the back, you can see that again that one looks like that, and this one, well, it looks like this. So again, you can pick and choose which is your favourite one. I really like both of them, to be honest. I think they're both a really nice looking minifigure, and they do the job of obviously a driver, because obviously the one is shoveling while the other one is repairing. Because again, you'll see the difference when I put the locomotives together of why those accessories are sort of important-ish to each other. Now, as we get rid of the one driver and we will add in, I would say, like the conductor or the ticket office or whoever it may be. This is where it gets very close for these two. I think both of these look absolutely great. So you can see that you've got the red and the sort of the two-tone grey on the one on the left-hand side from the slightly older train. And then obviously you can see you've got the brand new sort of gold texture. Both of them got a different style pocket watch. So again, both of them look very good. Really nice tie. One has a tie clip, one has a bag. The hat, slightly different, but also almost like a similar peak on the two of those as well. And you can see that just how much printing has got involved in these two. I really do like both of these figures. I think they do look very good indeed. You can see that you've got the waistcoat, same sort of style print on the back of both of these. One of them, you've got the really curly sort of patterning graphic, whereas obviously the other one, you've just got the stripes going down and across the back. I'm sorry if the lighting's a little bit bright. Like I said, I'm currently led on the floor as I am currently putting my own Winter Village display together. So that's sort of the main two of each that I would say. And then we get into the families. So this is going to be a little bit difficult because the older one that comes with more minifigures. So what we will do, if I can, we'll just put the ladies together first. So that is what they look like. I'm assuming that they are, one of them is supposed to be maybe husband and wife, and then this one is the mum of the kids. And there is no children involved on the newer one, so there's been a ban on there. Again, both of these great looking torso prints. You've got the fur coat on the one on the left hand side with a tie, and on the right hand side you've got a really nice thick jacket. Again, none of the minifigures have any leg printing whatsoever. To be honest, none of the minifigures have leg printing on any of the Winter Village stuff, but all the torsos do look very smart. So all nice to have. Christmas jumpers. You can see what the printing on that one looks like on the back, as you can with this one as well. So again, the hair length, hair colour and everything else is all just slightly differently. So it does work, I think, nicely. And yeah, again, I'm always biased when it comes to the Winter Village bits and pieces. Now, we'll do a solo because this is the last minifigure from the new Hoilday Express. So this is obviously husband and wife, I guess, or whoever you want to pair them up as. Will just be sitting on the bench waiting for the train or putting them into the carriages. And like I said, you are one minifigure shy on this. Normally you do get quite a lot of minifigures with these sets, but for the trains you don't tend to, because you've then just got these two little ones just here. Now, she is fully complete. This little one, on the other hand, bearing in mind I've literally just got him out the box. Brace yourself. He is missing an arm and he's lost his hair piece. So that is in the box. So like I said, there is a full, there will be a full Winter Village display video coming in a week or two's time. But I've just got to get to all the pieces back up and out and all those kind of things. But the printing on these do look very good. I think they look strong enough and they look clean enough. So you can see how she's got the zip and everything on there, and he's got a nice little jacket. And they do look good. And I think they're pretty much, I'm about to say they're plain on the back, but they're not, because he has got some nice little printing on the right hand side, and then obviously the little lady has some nice printing on the left. So that is one last look at all of the minifigures that come with the green train. And again, all the printing on those I think look very strong. In the comment section, let me know who your favourite minifigure actually is. And these are the 4 minifigures in question for the newer Hoilday Express. When the first train first came out, I thought it was a bit of a shame that it only had 4 minifigures, but then I soon remembered that the other one only had 5, and you do get quite a lot of minifigures with the train station. So I am assuming that the next year's Winter Village is going to be a train station, so there'll be another style of video coming, because I do have the older train station, which does come with a good clump of minifigures, and it also comes to the vehicle as well. So when you put both sets together, it all pans out nicely. Right, it is time to move on to a side-by-side comparison of these two trains. And the easiest thing for me to do is obviously split them apart, and you can go by size of the carriages and then of course size of the actual locomotives themselves. But for me to do that, of course, what I need to do is take them apart. And this is what I do not like on the new one compared to the slightly older one. So you'll be able to see in the background now, if I just push these together, pop, done. That's it. On that magnetic piece, that's out the way. The new one is on a Lego Technic pin, and it's properly locked in. So you need two hands to rip it apart, and it is a little bit of a swine. So just bear that in mind when you are getting the new one and you are going to be ripping it apart, because it is very, very difficult. I say it's difficult to do. It might be difficult to do for me led down here. So I will do my best just to push the pin from, because it locks, so you can't get it out. Look, so it is locked together. So you've got to be careful, and when you do that, bits and pieces do tend to go flying. I'm sure if you were a little bit more gentle, you would be okay with it. But food for thought with regards to why they have changed the design of those two. Now, the first thing I will say is this thing is quite large. The photos look quite small, but it's actually much bigger than the red train. Now, what you've got to bear in mind is the blue one is about 24 hours old in my collection, so there is not a single piece missing. It doesn't need to be cleaned or anything like that. The other one has literally come out of storage, and it is looking a little bit tired. Now, if we pull that one back to there, and then we will bring this one over, you can start to see, as we do a nose to nose, of what you think of the colours, what you think of everything else. And if I can just get this on the track, there we go. So, what do you think? What do you like from the head-on? As you can see, they're two completely different styles. However, the one on the left-hand side to here, that is the size of the locomotive, and then obviously you've got the coal behind it. Whereas on the right-hand side, I'm assuming that is supposed to be like a coal piece bit, or it's obviously just slightly different. But you have got big differences on the front of both, because the green one obviously has the snow to push it through, whereas the blue one doesn't. But if I come round on that side, you can see that the carriage is just to here, which is the same size carriage, I do believe, as the other one. So I will get that on the screen in a second. But what we've got to do, because the blue one is so much bigger, you've actually got to take the camera a little bit further out, just so you can see both. Regards to the detailing and everything, obviously there's a nice new Hoilday Express plaque, and we have got holly wreaths on both. The colour of both are fantastic. Like I said, that one is absolutely filthy, so it will get a full-blown clean after this video. But like I said, I am in the process of setting everything up, and you would have seen this on YouTube about 100 times already, so it doesn't need to be super polished. Now, again, with regards to how you detach these two bits just here, this one is on like a longer pin, so you literally just pull this up and it comes straight off. It is that simple and that easy, and then that gives us that bit just there, so it sits back in. This one, on the other hand, look at this as I'm using my slidey device, you would have noticed that the thing moves up and down. Did you see that move? There it is, popping away. So that's the other difference on this. This one has moving parts, whereas the red one doesn't, and we'll get to that on the other bits and pieces in a second. But again, with this one, because it's a proper Technic piece, it's a swine to take apart, because I just don't want to, you know how, there it is, you know how difficult those things are to take off, because obviously they lock themselves in nicely. But at the same time, I don't want to break anything. So they both run nice and smooth. And you can see slightly different height between these two as well. And you have got the holly wreath on the one, and then you've got the lighting effect on the other. There's potential, about to say, there's potential that there was one piece missing. So that's how it should be looking. They're both facing the same way now. So I am missing one of those pieces on there. So you've got a nice festive thing on the one side, and very similar piece usages with regards to the bits and pieces in the middle, because they're just green and the other ones are just blue. This obviously on the inside is where the coal goes, and this one on the inside is, well, basically I'm assuming you can put presents or other little bits and pieces on, but it does give you the option to add presents up onto the top of that one, so you can basically make up your mind and just let me know what your frame of mind's at the moment. Now, as we're coming down, we might as well just pull this one across. Can you see this one move? Yes, it does go both ways. Both arms move, the bells move, everything goes. But you can see that the arms and the bell and everything moves, and the head goes up and down. So it does look quite smart on that one. I try to move the camera and be clever and turn the camera off. So there would have been a very, very smooth edit involved on that one. Now, again, with this carriage just here, it is as simple as just push them away and it unpins itself. Now, this one is absolutely battered. The tree, though, does have a moving piece. So from all the way back when, see the tree spins? And I think that's a very, very cool looking thing. So the same carriage of both are movable with regards to the parts and things. It's a very, very similar setup for the train, but you can see how much more I'm struggling just to get these pins on. It was a pain in the backside to put them together, to be honest. I wish they just stuck to the magnets, because it makes my life a lot easier taking it apart without damaging it. So with regards to these two, you can see that the one on the left hand side, the old school, has got a little bit more length. There are presents and things missing in this, and obviously it all needs a clean, and the tree isn't 100% correct, but both of them are working with regards to the spinning bits and pieces. However, obviously this thing just here is a much more chunkier build, so you do put a lot of detail into that piece. But you can see just with regards to the spacing of the wheels and things like that, just how much smaller the one is on the right hand side compared to the one on the left. But overall, I think overall the blue train is longer than the red, but we will double check that side by side in a second. So we will tag that one for that one, and we will tag the next one in for this one, because both of these are very, very impressive. So you can see again, you have got two completely different takes, two different styles, both got 3 windows in, but you can see just the wheel spacing between the one and the other, obviously just different sizes. One's super clean and obviously one's filthy, but this is just a present. So it does look like a certain flag that you might think of, but it's not. It is actually just a present. And then on the inside of this one, you can see that you've got all the decorative pieces with the table, the cups and everything like that, whereas this one, you have got all of those bits and pieces on the inside just there. Top is also removable, so you can see from the top and you can see from the inside, but on this one it has the barn style doors on both sides. So again, as we are going through this train side by side, which one do you think is better? Right, they're back on the track, and that is it, and I am done. The older one is only ever so slightly longer than the newer one. Obviously, clearly the locomotive is bigger on this one. The carriage is a couple of studs per one shorter, so overall it actually does make that one a little bit shorter. I think they're both as good as each other, and I would very, very much like the original Hoilday train that they did, which was the white one with even longer carriages. So if anybody knows where I can get that from, then please let me know in the comment section below. But that is it, and I am done. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. In that comment section below, let me know what it is you like about either train. Have you got either, or are you not a Winter Village fan at all? And of course, on our made up pointing system, which one wins in your book? But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and have a next one.